Hey everyone, Larry here at LC Model Shipbuilding. So this episode, episode 3, we're going to be working on a lot of detail work. Um, I can't really go too much farther on the ship until our parts arrive from overseas, so looking forward for them to get in here. But yeah, in the meantime, I can't really move forward with putting the deck on. In this video, I will be putting the gun covers, well, I don't know if you call them gun covers, but the lids that would cover the cannon ports. So they're going to be put on, and then we're just going to be doing a lot of detail painting and just kind of showing you what I do with that. So thank you all for watching, and please enjoy. So I'm working on the lifeboat wood right now that will go on the top of it, and I'm basically just doing the exact same thing that we did with the wood on the interior of the captain's quarters and whatnot. And I'm just kind of going over it with the darker brown right now. I had already painted it with the tan color first, so now I'm just doing the whole dry brushing, getting it to bring out some of the wood grain on it. And reason I'm doing this, I'm actually waiting on my package from his models, which is our friend over in the Czech Republic. He's got the package coming out in the next day or two to me, and then obviously I'll have some shipping time there, but I did go for the expedited shipping, so hopefully I have it sooner than later. But in the meantime, there's plenty of painting that I can be working on, and I figured I might as well get these done, even though the lifeboats don't come down for quite a while. But we're going to go ahead and make the lifeboats up and get them ready to go, so when it comes time to mount them on the ship, they'll be easy peasy, right on and done. The other thing I figure in this video, I'll probably start to paint some of the figures. Like I said, I think in video 2, this kit did come with figures. So it has some crew members, it has the captain, and we'll get them all painted up, and they'll get put around on the deck and whatnot. And I will be able to go ahead and put the top deck down. Since the last video here, I did go ahead and finish putting the cannons on both sides, so they are down and mounted. I got this squared away. I'm happy with it now, and it's not loose or anything like that, so it looks pretty good, and I'm real happy. So we're going to go ahead and, like I said, work on these lifeboats. That's going to be project 1 for this video, and I'll show you the figures, I guess, for a second too. So they are basically just, I don't know, they're almost HO sized figures from model railroading, but we'll get them cleaned up. They got a little bit of flashing on them, as you might be able to see through the plastic. But they will do the job, and I might actually print a few more, so that could be something that happens. I did also decide that I will be doing the cannon giveaway, so you will be seeing that in the very near future, if not before this video actually comes out. But we're printing out a cannon right now. It is actually in the printer as I speak, and I'm going to get that painted up. That's the barrel for it, so that's basically what it looks like. Pretty cool. It's going to be a good sized cannon, and it is a Constitution cannon, so trying to keep with the theme of what we are doing here, and basically do something that might be kind of fun. It's going to be a trivia. I got to figure out what question I'm going to ask, but y'all will probably know that before this video even comes out. So in any case, whoever wins, I hope they enjoy their cannon once it's done. But yeah, I spilled some rubbing alcohol on that, so that's not what we like, but luckily it's not coming off. I did find out in a previous model build that soaking models in rubbing alcohol will completely strip and remove the paint. That's how we strip down the United States. So I definitely know that I don't want to leave this on here because it will eat away my paint. But anyway, I'll pause it here for a little bit while I get this cleaned up. When I come back, I'll have all of these pretty much painted down to where they need to be, and then we'll start putting the lifeboats together. Okay, the boat tops are painted, so they got the wood look that I'm going for, kind of a wood grain. Doesn't have to look perfect. It gets the effect, especially from a couple feet away, which is where the normal person would be looking at the model from. So next up, we're going to take the first boats. I got them here. I got to repaint. I got this set here, and they're wood on the inside, so they were painted white. But I'm gonna respray because I had run out of paint when I sprayed this. So we got that one to go, and then we got three more small ones. Actually, they're bigger. So I'm gonna get these all ready to go. We'll get them painted, and yeah, I'll come back when it's time to start assembling them. I'll be back in a bit. All right, so it is lifeboat time. I got the bottoms all painted up, and the tops are all painted up. So we're gonna go ahead and just put these down quick. Pretty easy part of the model. Really should not take very long on this end. Where's my nipper? There we go. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, I'm sure you've put pieces together before, but we'll go ahead and do it just so you can see them. One thing I don't usually build actually on the video. Usually it's kind of minor parts of the building, but usually when I'm putting pieces together, I do not use a tube of glue. I try not to for the most part, and I usually just use a toothpick and kind of run it along where I want it to be, because I'm sure we've all had glue explode out on you and go all over where you don't want it to, and that's a good way to ruin parts. So anyway, I choose not to. All right, so there we go, first boat, and the wood grain up against the white just looks gorgeous. I think it really got the look that I was going for. Really happy with that. I will paint the little oar, I don't even know what you call them, but those marks, they'll be black, so I'll get them painted. Or I might do silver just to give it a little bit of contrast. We'll see how I'm thinking. Actually, I probably will look at the real ship and do it whatever the real ship is. So anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and glue these all on quick, and then I'll paint up the oars and get them ready, and they will go across the top there. So I remember when I built this model back when I was a kid, I didn't paint really much of anything, and I don't know, it was a shiny brown against a shiny off-white, because pretty much all of this model is molded in either brown, black, or like an ivory white color, and I mean, it looked okay, you know, for a 15-year-old. You couldn't really say too much about it, but looking back, I wish I still had that ship just to kind of compare where I was then and what I've done now, because those of you that have watched any of my previous videos, when I started Lusitania, that was the very first video that I did with this YouTube channel. I had talked about the fact that I took a long break away from modeling. I really had not done anything with models for many years. Had my little boy, who I'm sure will make an appearance at some point in one of these videos. He's 10 years old. He's getting into modeling. Some of you have seen his models in my previous videos. He was working on Titanic in one of them, and now he's working on the U.S.S. Arizona. So kind of excited to see how he comes with that. He just learned how to use the airbrush the other night, so that was a good moment for him, because he doesn't really like brush painting, which I can understand. I'm not a big fan of it either, so I just always think you get a much better look with an airbrush. These boats are airbrushed, the wood is not, but yeah, so I worked on teaching him how to airbrush, and he's getting a little good with it. He did a RMS Britannic sunken diorama a couple weeks ago. I posted that on my LC Model Shipbuilding Facebook page. So, you know, if you are a subscriber here, definitely check out the Facebook page. That'll probably start growing too as I go more. It really, for me, has become something that I enjoy doing a lot more over the past year here. Before this, I've been building cars. So, I mean, and I'm talking literal cars. I built Shelby Cobra kit car last year, which is a blast drive, but building cars is a little bit more expensive than building models, so this is kind of a nice break, and like I said, I'm enjoying it, but I try to take the same attention to detail that I do with modeling into car building, and usually end up with a pretty good result. In most cases, anyway. So, that's my other big passion. But yeah, I paint cars on the side now and then, and I just have fun with it. I like doing things. I like building things. I'm always building a new project, and I don't relax very well. Although for me, a lot of times building a project is relaxing. So. It just kind of is what I do. Alright, and we got, what, 2 more. Boy, I really like how they look. They have a really nice contrast in person, too. So that's exciting. Alright. Other little hobby I have is model trains, and I did post a video when I moved down to this workshop here. This is actually my model train room. So behind me is a 8 by 20 foot model HO railroad that I've been building. It has mountains on it. It's got a full city scene in it. So there's a lot going on there. I mean, someday I probably will end up starting to do some videos with that. I still have many buildings to build for it. Got a long way to go on that project. That's going to be definitely a long-term project, and unfortunately, model railroading is not cheap. I guess really nothing is cheap anymore, right? So it is the way of the world right now that we live in. Okay. So, there we go. And once in a while, I will tell people where I buy stuff. A lot of times it's either Amazon, Walmart, or Harbor Freight. These little nippers here are fantastic. Just to call out, they're like $3, and I don't know, I use them almost daily on multiple different things that I'm working on, so highly recommend them. They're a great little item. And you can't beat the price at $3. Sometimes you even get a coupon, and then they're like $1. So, you know, if you really want to get a set of nippers for cheap, look for the coupon. Be a bargain shopper. All right, there we go. So, got them on there. Next up, I'm going to take a look at the real picture of the ship and take a look at what color the oars are, because I would doubt that they're the same kind of wood grain that the boat tops are. But in any case, these are the oars. We'll get them painted up and get them ready to go on, and then I'll come back. Okay, so just with painting that I've done here over the last little bit, the boats are all done. I got the oars painted with the base color, and then I'm going to do the dark brown on them. I went ahead and did the wheel here and a couple of the other little details. I also painted the rigging batten, whatever they're called, I forget. But they'll also all get touched up with the brown type stuff. I also just finished the giveaway cannon, so I'm pretty excited about how this turned out. So I'll be doing a video probably later tonight, which will be after this video is posted. But this will go to a lucky winner. I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to print out yet a little nameplate that'll say U.S.S. Constitution and kind of commemorate the build, I guess you'd say. But I think hopefully this is a cool little give back to the viewers, and yeah, hopefully somebody wins it and appreciates it. So it looks just like the cannons on the ship, and yeah, I got all the detail in there, the wheels and everything. They do not turn. It is 3D printed, so unfortunately I couldn't go that far, but this moves at least. So there's that. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead right now and paint the brown for the oars, and we're gonna let that dry, and then we'll put them onto the lifeboats. And then from there, I'm gonna start painting some people, or I might put the deck down. Either one, but both of them will probably happen in this video, I'm pretty sure, because I'm off today. It's kind of crappy outside, and I got some time to kill. So anyway, the channel has definitely been growing. I really appreciate everybody that has been subscribing. I think we've grown probably by about 40 viewers in the last 24 hours, so it's fantastic. I'm excited to see it, and I'm hoping I'm giving you guys some good ideas on how to do things and practice on your own builds. One thing that I think is always important, you know, there's a million different ways to do any one given thing. I mean, I've seen other techniques in doing wood grain like this, and I've seen people that have done it completely different ways. This works for me. You know, I'm sure there's other ways out there. There might be better ways out there, and you know, I'm always open to learning, but this is how I currently do mine. So if you have a great idea out there on how to make it better, you know, obviously feel free to put a message on there. I'm pretty responsive in answering, so you're not going to hurt my feelings at all. I learn from making mistakes, and learn from doing it with other suggestions that people give, so it's always welcome, put it that way. And my son wanted a model of the not the Constitution, jeez, it's on my head, a model of the United States after I've gotten my 1/400 Glencoe kit just about done. So I just 3D printed him a United States, so he has his own. He'll paint this up this weekend, and he'll have his own little ship. So good for him. Yep, so tonight, like I said, I'm going to print out the nameplate for the Canon. We'll get that done and out, and maybe even do the video for it tonight. I'm not sure. Depends on how long it takes to print the nameplate. That's the one thing I'm learning with 3D. It takes quite a while for any kind of printing. That United States that I just showed took almost 11 hours to print, and the Canon, what was that, probably 8 or 9 hours to print that. But the results are pretty amazing, and that's what's important. So anyway, I went black first on here. It really doesn't matter. I'll then hit it with the dark brown too, and we'll basically have the look that we're looking for with the wood, and we'll get them glued on. So I think you've kind of gotten the idea of how I do this at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it. I'll get these painted up, and then we'll get them glued on and move on from there. Well, I realized I can't put the I can't put the upper deck on in this video until the parts get here. So in the meantime, we're going to put the oars on these boats, and I did just paint these. These are the gun cannon covers. I know that they actually are not historically accurate to what the ship looks like now because they're in a two-piece design. They were originally, on the first rendition of the ship, a single piece. So I am going to end up using these unless I find something decent on 3D printer world. But we'll see what I come up with. So looking at the boats, directions show big boat, and then one of the, not smaller, but these boats ends up sitting there. One of these sits on top of it, kind of like that. And then you have the other three. One will go on the stern of the ship, and the other two go on the side sterns. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and glue this one down and get it onto the boat, the bigger boat. So gotta get my little paper here. Paper, cardboard, whatever, it all works good. But right now we're using paper. So dab of glue. And this one does not get any of the oars on it. So we're just gonna put some glue along the highest points where it would potentially be touching that boat. Okay, and we're going to put that down. So, right about there. Alright. So that one is in. Now, we're going to take our oars and cut them out. One thing that I generally do a lot of times is I'll cut sprues off like this. I haven't so much with this one yet, but we're going to now because I like to use smaller pieces as I'm going. All of these blocks are not going to end up being used. They're all getting replaced with the CNC walnut ones from his models over in the Czech Republic. Again, I will have the link on the bottom there for you. I've had a couple people message me asking about them already, so I'll continue to put links on throughout the videos, especially as the parts arrive. But here we, whoa. Alright, so it's basically showing doing two sets of oars together next to each other on each boat. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. And Yeah. I was just looking at the directions to make sure I'm kind of putting it in the right spot. I mean, probably doesn't really matter so much, but I figured, why not? Okay. I want to just cut the end off of that one a little bit. Same with that. If you see in there, there's a couple little nubs that I want to take off, like I just did. That's what makes these little flush cutters so great. You can get in there on a piece and it's nice and flat cut. Okay, and the last one. All right, so happy with that. Has a good look to it. I like it a lot. Now we're going to do the same thing for this one. Again, it's 4 boats or 4 oars. Okay, dab it in the glue. I really like how the wood turned out on these boats. They look really nice and they offset really nice with the white, so very, very happy with it. Hopefully if you decide to build this model, which I also saw, speaking of that, the price on this kit has gone through the roof. I think when I bought mine, I paid $65 for it, I want to say. I saw one yesterday on eBay for $240. I mean, wow, that is insane. I guess unfortunately, if you want to build this, you're gonna spend some money at this point. But everything has gone up, obviously. Hopefully, years from now, somebody's watching this video and saying, oh, prices went back down, but I doubt it. All right. And one more to go on this one. Okay, there we go. Guess we might as well do the bigger one quick. And this one I'm going to put a couple extra oars in because it is a much bigger boat and it appears I'm going to have a lot of leftover oars, so we're going to add a couple extra on here. Go a couple different directions with it. Well, not a couple different directions, but back and forth. Just because we have so many left over. Now, the other part of the directions tell you to put an eyelet in on both ends for them to be held up on, it's kind of like a davit. We will not be doing that yet, only because they will be coming with metal ones in my kit here in the future, so holding off on that. Okay. Okay, they look good. Now, because they don't have to necessarily be the same, I think I'm going to put some on the back side over here. Just to give a little bit of contrast to where they're placed. Oops. All right. Now, if you're not feeling good about how much glue there is or isn't, you can always add a little bit of CA down in between some of the oar handles. That should be fine as well. But I think we'll be okay with what I got going on here. If for some reason they feel loose, I'll just add some later. Okay. Like it. And we got one more boat. All right. Well, I guess they sent you quite a few more oars than what you really need. But that's okay. I guess in reality, now that I'm thinking about it, I might end up using the oars because you would have 4 being used on each side. So I may just go back and add more to a couple of these because it would make sense. Okay. There we go for now. I'm gonna just double check that, but yeah, I don't see a reason why I can't use them down the road. So I'm gonna put these up, and then I think next up I will paint these, kind of show you what I'm doing with that, because I already got this side done. Got a little bit of touch up here and there to do on them, but pretty happy with them all in all. So yeah, we'll get these stuck onto the ship at some point, maybe in this video, I don't know. And then yeah, we'll see what else we can move on to. All right, be back in a bit. All right, so now we're going to do the putting these on. We're going to do the starboard side first, and pretty simple. Like I said though, I can't really go farther with putting the deck on because I just need the eyelets to come for the tops of these cannon doors. So I'm gonna get them set anyway, and then when they come, there are a little eyelet that go right there, and then a string comes across and it gets attached and goes onto the inside. So in the meantime, I at least want to get it ready so when they arrive I can just basically plop them on, get the string attached to it, and get them on the ship. So you may notice I got my cannon right here that we're giving away, so just put a video out for that a few minutes ago. There it is again, if anybody wants to take a look at it. So it turned out pretty nice. I like it. It moves. I think I'm going to make one for my desk too. So anyway, I'm going to move that so I don't damage it. But to put these on, just hitting a little tiny dab of glue and putting them into their location, which is pretty basic. The only thing, as I'm looking at these, no, they're sitting okay. I was thinking I might need to use a little bit of CA glue to keep them on there solid, but they're holding where I want them to. So we're gonna go ahead and put these all on. I won't keep the whole video going for this for very long, but we'll get a couple of them up and on. And then after this, we'll go ahead and paint the next side, and I'll kind of show you how I'm doing that. They are kind of a little bit of a pain to get the little hinges in where they need to be, or not need to be, but painted. So we'll kind of go through that, and I'll show you what I did for it. Okay, that one doesn't want to go in right. It has little recesses into the hull of the ship. There it goes. Okay. And you know, if there's a little bit of flashing on there or paint buildup, they might not fit. So just something to watch out for. But like I said, I looked around for a set of 3D print 2-door ones, which I found one. It didn't look very accurate when I actually printed it. So I think my best option is just to stick with the kit on this. And I mean, I'm building it in the 1814 trim anyway, so I think it'll be fine. I'm not too disappointed. I did see another technique where people cut the door in half and drill a hole through it and all of that kind of fun stuff. Whoa. I guess I suppose I could have done that, but like I said, I'm okay with the ones that are on here. I think they look fine. And that's how the picture of the model shows it and everything else, so whatever. There we go. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put these on, and then we'll pick it back up when we start painting. All right, I shall be right back. All right, so here's what I'm doing for the technique on the covers. I let a brush dry overnight, basically. Very thin brush. And what I'm doing then is basically just going to run it right across the hinge there. And you might get a tiny bit where you don't want it. The good thing is you can just kind of touch it back up with the white paint. It's not really too big of a deal, because I had to touch up a couple on the other side. They matched perfectly fine, no issue. But basically, we're just wanting to give that definition it's there, because you can see them on here without being painted, but it definitely gives a much better presentation of the ship when you're looking at it from the side view. So I'm spending the extra time to go ahead and do them. I just think they look 1,000 times better. It's a small detail, but it's worth it. So after that, the only thing you have to do then is paint the bottom, same black, hit the sides, and you're pretty much ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish painting these up, and we'll be back. Okay, I am working on painting some of these figures. Really, they just should kind of have a blue jacket to them, and white pants. That pretty much would have been the uniform of the day at that time. So not too difficult. I am looking for more of these, so if anybody has not used these in their kit, I know I put a post on the United States Constitution model Facebook page, so I'm looking for probably 3 or 4 sets of them. I'd buy them, obviously, but I've been trying to find some STL files that I could 3D print my own. I just have not been able to come across any that I like, so definitely would appreciate getting some if anybody has any. So anyway, I guess that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode, because can't really do a whole heck of a lot right now until that shipment comes in from Czech Republic. So hopefully that goes out this week, and I will get them in so I'm able to start moving on forward with the ship, because I can't put the decks on. I can't really do anything until that box arrives. So definitely looking forward to that, and yeah, we'll keep you posted from here. I'm going to work on painting these up, and by the next video they should be done, and we'll be able to start putting them on the ship in different places as we go. So alright, well, thank everyone for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do. We do still have the contest going on. Remember, the drawing for that will be May 13th, next Saturday. So yeah, if you haven't seen that post, it is on my page here, so please make sure you go ahead and answer the question and get yourself entered in for the drawing. So thank you very much for watching, and that's gonna do it.